Napoleon Hill was called the millionaire maker. Many individuals have made their fortune and achieved other goals as a result of Think and Grow Rich. Their names are just too numerous to list. One name that stands out at the top of the list is Bruce Lee, the martial artist. Napoleon Hill discovered as a result of his conversation with Andrew Carnegie that the first step to riches, as he put it, was to write down a definite purpose, also known as a definite chief aim. Napoleon instructs us that achieving success does not require a great education, money, or connections. The entire philosophy is based on the idea of deciding what you want and then making it your obsession. I was and still am a Bruce Lee fan. However, I was not aware that he was also a Napoleon Hill fan until one day on a Sunday, the family and I were in Times Square, New York City. The boys were getting hungry and it was about lunchtime, so we headed over to Planet Hollywood. I'd never been to Planet Hollywood and neither had the family. But what surprised me the most was that on the wall in the doorway as you entered the restaurant, there was a copy of Bruce Lee's definite chief aim statement. In January 1969, Bruce Lee had a role in the television series The Green Hornet. He played the kung fu driver named Kato. However, that series did not last. After reading Think and Grow Rich and suffering a possibly career-ending back injury, Bruce decided to write out his definite chief aim. It read, "I, Bruce Lee, will be the first highest paid Oriental superstar in the United States. In return, I will give the most exciting performances and render the best of quality in the capacity of an actor. Starting in 1970, I will achieve world fame, and from then onward to the end of 1980, I will have in my possession $10 million. I will live the way I please and achieve inner harmony and happiness." His definite chief aim statement was sold in 1993 for a final price of $29,000. It was purchased by the three owners of Planet Hollywood, which coincidentally were also heavily influenced by Think and Grow Rich themselves. The three owners were Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and Sylvester Stallone. It's amazing the influence that this one individual had not only on the martial arts world, but also in influencing other people's success. I share with you some of the insights I gained from a video clip of Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter. I hope that you'll enjoy it. Thank you very much. Just keep watching.
My father himself was very success conscious, and if you've read any of his writings, if you've looked closely at any of that, he talks about it. He talks about being success conscious. He had goals, and he was very clear about what his goals were, and he really had desired to attain a certain level in his life. And one of the things that I brought today to share with you is my father's definite chief aim. And I'll just read it to you. My father wrote this in January of 1969. And it says, "I, Bruce Lee, will be the first highest paid Oriental superstar in the United States. In return, I will give the most exciting performances and render the best of quality in the capacity of an actor. Starting 1970, I will achieve world fame, and from then onward till the end of 1980, I will have in my possession $10 million. I will live the way I please and achieve inner harmony and happiness." And he signed it Bruce Lee. And I point this out because it's very specific, number one, and people might think, oh, it's kind of weird that he has a dollar figure attached to it, or that he has, you know, starting dates and ending dates attached to it. And, you know, it just makes me think of something else that he said, which is that, you know, probably people will say I'm too conscious of success. Well, I am not. Success comes to those who become success conscious. If you don't aim at an object, how the heck on earth do you think you can get it? Knowing that he really wanted to achieve a certain amount of success, I feel very comfortable in continuing to try to achieve that success on his behalf. I really believe firmly that whatever we do, it should properly serve the legacy and be something that I think my father would have wanted and be proud of. There is a certain amount of value, and by value I mean spiritual value, moral value, and not financial value. I think that there is a certain amount of value in continuing to put my father's legacy and my father's message into the consciousness today.